Hi Genderqueer chat, this is Ricky. I'm filling in for Nicole today. This week's topic is a really interesting topic. It's how have other people influenced your life and your decisions as a genderqueer person, and who has influenced that the most. This is a really complicated topic for me, and I'm going to try not to ramble too much, but every time I say that I end up rambling anyway. But I'm 25 now, and throughout my teenage years, up until I was probably about 19 or 20, my whole goal was to be invisible. Like, I was so uncomfortable in my own skin and so uncomfortable with, like my place in the world and how people viewed me and all of that. I just wanted to be invisible. And for me, how I thought that being invisible, for me, being invisible was just blending in with everybody else. And so I blended in by dressing like a girl, dressing in sort of feminine clothing, having really long hair, and wearing makeup and all of that. And I was always so uncomfortable in my own skin. I was always so uncomfortable just leaving the house and people seeing me, and people, like guys hitting on me, and just all of that stuff that happens to women, and it shouldn't happen to women at all. And I'm not saying just because I'm a genderqueer person that that's what bothered me, but it shouldn't happen to anyone. But it does, unfortunately. I don't think I was ever actually influenced by somebody else's actual opinions of me. I think I was influenced by what I perceived the outside's world opinion of me to be. So it's kind of a hard question for me to answer, because I don't know what people's opinions of you tend to be, I think, what you project to them. And I was projecting sort of this image of something that I didn't feel inside, that I wasn't. So people's opinions of me were, kind of incorrect because of that image that I was projecting. And it wasn't pressure from outside people, really. It was pressure from myself. And that's kind of, it's different, I think, than, when I think about it, I think I'm pretty lucky because I live in a fairly liberal, my family and everything is fairly liberal. I am accepting, and, when I told my mom what genderqueer was, probably 5 years ago now, she sat down and she watched a couple YouTube videos with me, and, she's kind of I don't understand it in a sense of, she doesn't understand it fully herself, but she kind of gets it and respects it of me and all of that. And I think that's pretty much the attitude of the people who are close to me. And the people who don't get it, I'm not that close to them, because if I'm not able to really share myself with somebody, then I'm not really that close to them anyway. So they don't have that big of an influence on me. But going back 5-6 years ago, I was really angry all the time. I was really, really angry with everything, because not everything, but just the way that people perceived me. I was so angry all the time. And then I started kind of realizing that I had to do something different, because I didn't want to be angry. I didn't want to be an angry person all the time, because that sucks. So, sorry, it's just looking at something there. And then when I was sort of 2021, I got really sick, really, really sick, and I ended up, it's been sort of about 5 years now, and I've had to live with myself a lot more. And when I first started getting really sick, I realized that I didn't like myself all that much, you know, because when you're sick, it's just you and your head. Like, you're completely isolated from the rest of the world, and when you're so sick that you can't even, like, open your eyes to watch TV or, you know, that kind of thing, it really is just, like, you have to spend so much time with yourself. And if you don't like yourself, or if you're not comfortable in your own skin, it's really hard. It just makes it a lot harder. And so I had to be okay with myself. I had to kind of change what I was doing, and I had already started to kind of, you know, start changing the way I dressed and the way that I sort of, you know, and talking to people that I was close to about it. I remember a girlfriend, like an ex-girlfriend, you know, I don't know, 6 years ago or something, she was like, are you trans? I was like, what? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Leave me alone. But, so I had already started to kind of talk about gender and all that kind of stuff, but when I got sick, you just, like, you have to live with yourself. That's the only option you have, is to live with yourself. And so I think the biggest influence on me has been, I know it's not like a person, but has been my illness. And I've had to learn to, you know, be comfortable in my own skin and be comfortable in my own gender when I have nobody around. And it's just me. So I think that the outside world, probably when I was a teenager, did influence me more than I like to think it did. But now, my biggest influence is myself and my illness and my physical limitations. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if I rambled. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you all have a good week, and I'm really looking forward to seeing some other videos on this topic, so bye.